actually worked. I'm sorry I'm late, but I've discovered that there is a bug in the Chrome browser. But I'm here now. It was the same bug that affected me last week. Every time I try and do a live stream, it defaults back to a different channel that I'm not accessing and says you can't access this, and so I've had to use Safari instead because Chrome is rubbish. That's not a surprise, is it, really? Because Chrome is Google and Google is rubbish. I'm here now, and that's that. That's all you need to know. You will hear noises outside. There's lots of zips. It's like a bikers convention. Everyone's zipping and unzipping their leather jackets. Let me just shut that door. There's too many zipping noises. Zip, zip. Not that anyone's watching. Not anyone cares. There's no one here. There's only me here. So it doesn't really matter. There we go. Tea. Tea with no sugar. That's what my life is now. No one's in. Chris is present. So is Shane. And so is Bjorn. That's it. Bjorn free as the wind blows, as high as the grass grows. He knows he's born to follow his heart. John says, are you going to do a review of the new Yes album soon? I don't know, John. I don't know. Maybe I won't. Oh, I don't know. I don't think I'll bother doing it, John. I don't think I'll bother reviewing it. Chris, shut up, Chris. You're spoiling it. You're spoiling my joke. Chris says, your Quest review was spot on. I think we should have a funeral now. Yeah, it's, yeah. Yeah, it was a waste of time, wasn't it? For John, who's an ignorant pig. John, you ignorant pig. I posted it this afternoon. Really, I do wonder about you people. Oh, wait a minute. It's probably YouTube not sending you a notification. Or you're probably not a subscriber. Or click the bell or whatever it is. I don't fucking know. But yeah, I did the review. Big fucking deal. Norman's in. Not lots up. Where's the carpet? It's where I left it. And that carpet's a rug. So there you go. Oh dear. Oh dearie. It's pretty nippy out there tonight. Oh dear. Hey, going to the dentist again tomorrow. Ooh, I'm so looking forward to it. We carry on with our root canal work. We did part 1 last Wednesday, and part 2's tomorrow, and then there could be part 3 the following Wednesday. It's so much fun. I like my life. I spend at least 2 hours a week with the dentist's fingers in my mouth. It's beautiful. Bjorn says several times during the Yes review, I thought it was someone else. It didn't look like you. That's because it wasn't me. It was an imposter. Shane says, when does daylight savings end there? I have no idea. Chris says, actually, I did notice that I could only find the review in the search function. It wasn't showing up in your channel. Yeah, what a surprise. You know when I say that YouTube repressed my content, you know I say that and you think, Darren, you're being paranoid. Why would they suppress your wonderful Yes review? Why? I don't know. But this is why I'm on my arse here. And it's only the old faithful, i.e. you guys, who might do a refresh, who might do a little search that find my stuff. Because no one else finds it. And then, like I say, every so often I get somebody going, oh, you still doing videos? It's like, yeah, I still do videos. I don't do them as much as I should, I suppose. Mainly because there's not a lot. Well, I mean, there's plenty to talk about, but you guys only want me to do Pink Floyd or Yes or whatever, or Genesis. If I do things I'm interested in, like the John Hassel book I got last week, and you're not interested in the John Hassel book, even though it's really interesting, but you won't be interested in that. No, YouTube it suppresses my videos. Trust me. So yeah, I'm lucky to have the I don't know about 600 views at the moment. Normally, I'll be lucky if I get 200, 300 views because my content is shit. I am deemed irrelevant by the platform. So it goes. So it goes. It doesn't bother me. It is what it is. One day the switch might click back on again. You never know. But then all the hate comments come, and so I don't miss that. I don't miss waking up to a barrage of hate every morning with my cornflakes. Sorry, my non-fat strawberry yogurt that I have because my life's boring now, and I wish I was dead. What can you do? What can you do? Happy 1st of October. Exactly. Tuesday of October, yeah. Chris says, are you aware of a channel called Classic Album Review? Why would I be? I don't watch music reviews on YouTube because that would be fucking stupid. Look, there's only me. There's only me. I don't watch music reviews on YouTube. It is pointless because they're all fucking idiots and I'm the best. Everyone knows that, and if you don't know that, you should know it by now. Well, it's locked far up the screen. It's got a bit mossy at the moment. John, John said that YouTube didn't tell you. Well, again, that's what YouTube does. It's not your fault, John. I apologise. But no, I mean, again, if you are a subscriber, there's really no point. You might just every so often just search for my channel or have it saved in your favourites. Or follow me on the twits. Look, I know you guys probably don't like social media, probably don't like Twitter, but if you do follow me on the Twitter, I do post when I post a link to the videos when I do them. So you're more likely to hear it there than you are here, But yeah. John says, the people who run YouTube are total wankers. Well, it's all about the money. You've got to remember, YouTube, like Facebook, like all these things, are a commercial enterprise. And if you're not deemed to be commercial enough, then you will get pushed to the bottom of the pile. There's an awful lot of creators now. It's very different to when I started, and it was just me. I was the only person. There was no one else. It was just me here. But no, things have changed now. But what I don't like is that feeling of not being treated fairly by the platform. It is not a. I'm repeating myself. It is not a platform for discovery. It is a platform to just wither and die. Again, unless you're established, and I'm established, but even then, people don't find what I do. So, what can you do? What can you do about it? So I put videos out there in the hope that, in the vague hope that you may find them. That's all I can do. So thank you for being patient and searching for them, because YouTube ain't gonna fucking help you. They're not gonna help you out. So yeah, it's just the way it is. I'm afraid there's not much we can do. There's not much we can do about it. But there you go. But yeah, I did the Yes one. I streamed it last Friday when I was walking the dog in the afternoon, and because there was absolutely no way I was going to buy that bloody record, because there's no point these days. I don't know if I'm a fan. I don't know if I'm a fan of any of this stuff, to be honest. Vorna says, evening, I enjoyed your review of Mr. Howe's latest effort. Well, it is very much a Steve Howe album, so but that's not a bad thing. But I'll just say it as I see it. Norman says, how about you lay on a Yes album, do a review of The Rug? Yeah, I'd probably give The Rug a better rating. The Rug's appeared in my album sleeves a second time. I've used it as a background. It's the only reason I bought it, so I could lay on it and take nice pictures of myself, because the carpet's big. It's a bit thread worn. Is the actual carpet here, and we're too poor, and it'd be too inconvenient to get it replaced, because, well, we live in a flat. Where we're going to put all the furniture We have nowhere to put the furniture for the carpet layer to come and lay carpet. Rugs, rugs for everyone. Rugs are Russ, rugs are Russ. Simon says, I just watched the new Yes review. 60th. The 60th. Went a bit German then. Oh dear. The 65th thumbs up is mine. That's nice. Chris says, it was similar to yours, but recently the guy who does it suddenly started getting Hackett, Howe, etc. for interviews. Well, I ain't going to do that. Because they're not going to want to come near me. Well, Hackett is aware of me, so I doubt if I would ever convince them to do it. But it shows you just how desperate they are for coverage if they get nobodies to interview them. The music industry isn't what it was. If hobbyists have free access to these people, and I'm sure if I prod in the right direction I could get access to, but I choose not to because I don't really think my line of questioning is going to help. Steve, why do your albums always sound the same? Do you ever wake up and get confused between the albums you've recorded? Like I said, they're not going to want to hear from me. Joshua said, when Live 8 was announced, did you apply for tickets? No. Why would I do that? That would involve me standing in a was Hyde Park? Was it in a park with a load of other people? When I go to hell, that's what my hell will be. It will be standing in a park full of people waiting for a gig that never starts. And they'll all probably be smoking heavily. That's my hell. But no, never. John says, are you going to review and get the new album by Fragile the European, a Yes tribute band? It's original material, not Yes covers. No. Why would I do that? I've heard of Fragile. Are they the ones that have been going for a long time? Because I know that there is a Yes tribute band of that name that's been going for years. But no, I'm not. I'm not going to do that because nobody cares. Cyrus says, so yeah, The Quest. It's an album. It exists. Just barely. It barely exists, Cyrus. Did you fall for it too? Did you listen to it all? Yeah, I know you did because you messaged me on Facebook about it. It's like, yeah, well, we listened to it. Yeah, we listened to it. Not going to listen to it again. Giles says, hello, Darren. Love your Yes album review. Oh, thanks for that. John says, I'm a subscriber. YouTube sometimes suggests your newer videos, but it's hit or miss. Yeah, well, again, I don't know how it works, you see. And again, I don't know if they do it via relevance, and you've kind of got to be watching the videos all the time. Because again, not everyone's going to watch all of my videos, even though you bloody well should. But I can understand people going, oh no, he's reviewing a John Hassel book. I think it's interesting. And I'm going to do it. I'm going to review it, whether you like it or not. But I don't know if you've got to be kind of hitting that button all the time and watching every video for it to become kind of relevant in your feed. Again, I have no idea how YouTube works. I have no idea. I tried, again, when I did a month of Coffee Times and I saw the views go down. And I have people telling me, they're really good, you should do more of them. But then, I come out of it with 160 views. It starts off high and then it gets less. And you go, well, what? So what's the point? What's the point in even trying? It just becomes, for me, an utter exercise in futility. And again, I'm sure there'll be many people out there clapping their hands, going, "Great, he's not going to do any more videos." But it's just I don't understand what is required. If I knew, I'd do it. But I can't keep reviewing Pink Floyd albums because I don't know if you've noticed, they've only done 4 Pink Floyd albums. I can't keep doing Genesis albums because they've only done 7 albums. So yeah, I'm kind of stuck with what to do. So yeah, when Steve Hackett or Steve Howe releases an album, it's going to get some views because some of the core audience are going to seek it out and look at it. but they're not necessarily going to seek out and look at some of the more obtuse, obscure material in their eyes, not in mine. I see it as essential to your prog journey, even though there are no capes involved, or no goblins, or no Tolkien references. I still think you should give it a listen. But I'm waiting for the if you didn't like it, why did you review it? Comment. There's always one, and I'm waiting for him. I'm waiting for him to peep his little head up over the parapet and make that glorious comment. He might as well write, "I'm a fucking idiot" on my head, on his head, and walk around like that. Because again, a lot of people don't understand what reviews are. They think because they've been conditioned via YouTube and whatnot to blindly accept every 5-star fucking review that's served up to them, like the pigs that they are. You, my loyal followers, my loyal subjects, you're a bit more discerning than that, and I appreciate your loyalty. And again, you can disagree. We can disagree, but let's disagree politely. You don't have to insult me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Chris says, well, Steve Howe probably has Francis Monk's mobile now. Jeff Downs had better watch out. Yeah, but see, what I was explaining this to the missus is Francis Monkman, he's up there. He's on a different musical level to everyone else. He's not like Steve Howe. He's not like Jeff Downs. He's a trained musician. He went to the Royal Academy of Music or whatnot, and even though he's part of the conversator, whatever it's called, and he was, when he was a young man, one of the top harpsichord players in the world. And he spends his time pottering around, probably having tea and a slice of toast, recording the works of Bach for his own entertainment. That's what he does. He's not hauling his arse around the world, on a tour. He's just doing what he enjoys, and good luck to him. And that's why he wasn't bothered about any of this. If you read, there was some email exchanges. Somebody said, "Oh, and he was like, oh well, these things happen." You get the feeling that he's on a higher plane than the rest of us, and that's a good thing. Jeff Downs has always been a questionable choice. I always questioned it when they dumped Oliver Wakeman out of the band, because there's somebody who's he's got some ideas. He's young blood, and I just thought that was a very unfortunate way, but it is the yes way, isn't it? So Well, Verna says you should do more carpet reviews. I've done it once, can't do it again. Brendan says, enjoyed the nostalgic part of Genesis gig, but that moment halfway through when you realise you're actually tired of hearing the same material over and over, they should really put a lid on it now. Well, they're going to put a lid on Phil real soon. Well, they've got to do the hits. This is the thing. They've got to do the hits because there is a certain core of the audience that joined the band with Invisible Touch. That album, and again, I know you guys don't like it, but bear with me. They wouldn't have had the longevity, without that album. It's the same with Peter Gabriel and So. They're both careers reached their apex, and without So, we wouldn't have Real World and Real World Studios and all the great stuff that came out of that. So it's one hand washes the other. And I'm trying to think what the benefit of Genesis being big. Oh yeah, we wouldn't have all of Tony Banks's wonderful solo output if it wasn't for Invisible Touch. Oh well. But yeah, so yeah, some of that audience is there purely for those later years. So it's kind of, it goes with the territory, isn't it, really? Paul says, were you channeling Whispery Bold House in your Yes review? No, it's just the microphone. But I was using my iPhone because I could angle it and do it in 4K, so then I could crop the picture and hide the feet of the tripod. I couldn't have done it on my I could have done it. The microphone, funny enough, the microphone on my my old Panasonic, crikey, that must be 12 years old now, 11 years old, camcorder would have probably been a bit better, but the levels are a bit low and it was quite a distance away from my face. I did have my my Zoom set up, but for some reason it forgot all its settings. I didn't double check it. It has a very tiny little screen. I need to buy a new one. I need to get one with a bigger screen because Daddy's old and he can't see the screen. Look, Daddy can't see the screen anymore. And so I thought the settings were retained from the last time I had the gain up, but it forgot all the settings and the date and everything, which isn't very useful because the battery ran out. Even though I put a fresh battery in it the other day, rechargeable batteries. So. Oh, these are the anecdotes you come for. This is the pure gold. You won't get this anywhere else. And yeah, it forgot all the settings, so my backup had it even quieter. So this was ended up being absolutely useless. So I had to kind of do a little bit of musical magic, with the audio, compress it and boost it and take away the hum and the hiss. And that's why it sounds the way it does. But of course, you can always turn the fucking volume up, you spanner. There you go. That was a public information announcement for anyone who can't hear my videos. Turn it up. Cyrus says, and also if you're laying on your back, you can't raise your voice because it's the way your diaphragm is. You kind of talk in a quiet tone. You can't really scream and shout at the camera when you're laying on your back. It alters your. It's very interesting because it altered my breathing. It also altered my thinking as well. It slowed my thought down because again, I guess the blood isn't circulating the way it should be. It's kind of swishing a bit lower, more at the back of my brain, the visual part maybe. And so, it was really odd doing it laying down because I had to really think about what I was saying, and everything was a bit slower. But it was also relaxing. I could have nodded off. That would have been good. Should have nodded off. Cyrus says, I do agree that the Quest is better than Heaven and Earth, but without the singles. It's almost, if not as bland and tired as Heaven and Earth, the singles almost baited us into something greater. Well, again, you get that same kind of pacing. It gets once you get past the first two songs, which I think are the best two songs on the record, you get that kind of boom pa boom boom pa boom pa boom boom pa rhythm. And that's all the way through it. There isn't anything dynamic in it. There isn't any tension and release. And again, I think that's what's missing. You need people. You need people to bash heads and fight against each other. You need a bit of tension in that band. And the only tension was provided by Francis Monkman. Oh boy. One day we'll look back and laugh on all of this. John says, are you going to any of the Genesis UK shows, or do you refuse to pay the outrageous ticket prices to see Phil struggle? Yeah, look, I'll leave it to Brendan, because Brendan's Mr. Moneybags. He's got more money than sense. He can spend 180 quid on a Genesis ticket. I can't. I got teeth to fill. Came out of the dentist last 150 quid. But we ain't finished because it's going to cost 685 quid. So tomorrow, I wonder if I'll be paying 300 quid. And we'll do it like that. I don't know. Teeth or Genesis? Teeth or Genesis? Teeth wins. And besides, I have my Genesis tour t-shirt on to prove that I've already been. That's a lie. I haven't been. That's a lie. But I'm not going to go to the O2 because that's where it is here and see a tiny little old man sitting like that in the distance, far, far away, that far away. I'm not going to see a little Phil like that. Is that Phil Collins? I don't know. It looks like an old tramp they've wheeled in off the street. So I'm not going to pay fuck knows that. Well, I don't even know what the cheapest ticket is. Oh, shall we have a look? Shall I swear? Genesis tour tickets on sale now. Here we go. O2, 13th of October. Oh, there's still plenty of time for me to go. I accept. General, let's go. Get tickets. Woohoo! Okay. What's the cheapest ticket? Just a sec. Oh, 75 quid is the cheapest ticket. Isn't it? Can I get a £75 ticket? Yeah, I can. Wait a minute. I can get a £75 ticket. But I'm. Oh, wait a minute. There. £88. Oh, 88. Where's the 70? I want the 70. Oh, you're going to be so far away from Phil, I won't be able to see him. He's going to be miles away. Look, if I show you, look, if I'm going to pull up the old desktop window. Look, you see, you see that there? That's where I'd be, right? Do you see that there? It'd be that section. It says 75, but actually the cheapest is 88, and Phil would be here to there. I can't afford that. Let's see. I could go for a £210 ticket, perhaps. What's this one? 210? Or I'd need an aisle seat so I can go and have a wee. £219. Says it's a resale. Oh, what does that mean? Prices often exceed face value. Face value? That's Phil Collins' first solo album. Well, there you go. So yeah, it's a bit expensive. Can't all be rich like Brendan. Teeth or Genesis tickets? What's it going to be? Teeth or Genesis tickets? Teeth win. But no. But again, I'm not really going to go to the O2 because it's full of people and I don't really want to go there. My days are going to... I mean, crikey, the biggest venue I went to was Earl's Court and I found that a pretty soul-destroying experience. I went there twice and first time was with Peter Gabriel and I didn't enjoy it because it was like watching a little ant dancing around because we were upstairs and I could just see the top of his little head. Sledgehammer. And he didn't once at all acknowledge the people in the cheap seats. He was only playing to the people at his feet, you know. And then when I saw Genesis, they were at the end, and they did a good. They had lots of jumbo screens and whatnot, the jumbotrons and everything, and that wasn't so bad. But I don't really like big venues. I like smaller kind of theatre. I like theatre venues, places like the Barbican and Queen Elizabeth Hall, Royal Festival Hall. Places that are a little bit more, a little bit more upmarket. You know what I'm saying? I don't really like big rock venues because I might as well just be standing outside. Yeah. Thanks for asking. Fasano says, where are we? Well, I lost it. Oh God, it's all gone. It's all gone. I've lost. Oh God, there's a lot of questions here. Fasano says, I've not actually purchased a Yes album since the first Keys to Ascension. And probably shelled out that because Wakeman was back in the band. Yeah, well, I'm a sucker. This is the last one. I haven't bought this. This is the first time I bought a Yes album. So, Payne says, just popping by. I can't stop. I have to get up early. Are you going to the dentist? I am. Hooray! Norman says they should rename the Genesis tour In the Chair Tonight. Well, that's if Phil Collins does his solo one. You've got to remember it's Genesis. They should have called it Old Folks Home by the Sea. All right. I get you. Okay, I understand. You didn't find it funny. Okay, that's my best material. That's top drawer, that is. Okay. Cyrus says, I know Chris Squire wanted to keep the band going, but if Steve won't let John Anderson and Rick Wakeman back in, they might as well throw in the towel. Well, again, the problem with Rick Wakeman is he doesn't want to work with Steve Howe. Because Steve Howe's a bit of a see you next Tuesday. Read his biography. And, John Anderson will go wherever the money is, because that's John Anderson. Who blames his band, for Christ's sake? That's the thing. There isn't an original member of the band left. And so that's what makes it even worse. But there is rumblings. I think Rick Wakeman said something about him and Anderson and Rabin doing some album material. He'd like to finish that, get that going. Because I think they may have, bounced some ideas about. But, that could be interesting, Might be, I don't know. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? Cyrus says, the current lineup is as honestly too tired to play much. Well, again, yeah. John says, thanks for doing reviews. Gave me something to watch whilst the virus trying to destroy culture. Oh, don't worry, culture's doing a good job of destroying itself. And there isn't any prog rock, by the way. It's just all copy. It's just all repeating itself. Chris says, I read somewhere that the algorithm favours longer videos. 15 minutes plus? Are you kidding? Are you kidding? First of all, it was like, do 10 minutes. I can do 10 minutes. 15? Oh, it's got to be a Stephen Wilson album before I get to 15. You know, I can't. If I lay on my back for 15 minutes, I'm going to go to sleep. I'll nod off. Pain's out. Chris says, which is why YouTube is full of overlong padded videos. I have noticed that. I mean, people that I like to watch, and they're usually like movie reviews or guitar review things, or music production things. They're getting longer and longer, and to the point where I'm like, I only want to watch 10 minutes and then get on with my life. You know, I come to sit and watch a little bit. I don't really want to watch 40 minutes of something because I do find myself kind of fast forwarding and like. So I didn't realise that this is what's going on. I just thought they really had a lot to say. Well, then YouTube's fucked, isn't it? Because everybody's going shorter. This is why they're also promoting the shorts thing, because they want to compete with Vine. TikTok. Musically, or whatever it's called. So, yeah. Yeah, well, again, when I move the reviews over to TikTok, it's going to be great. You're going to love it. You're going to love it on TikTok. Russell's in. Costello says Rick Wakeman is doing a show here in November. I'm looking forward to it, although I wish that Anderson and Rabin were here with him. Well, you never know. I think Trevor Rabin is very much a studio person. I know he does a lot of soundtrack work and things, so it's more of him dislodging him from his studio than anything else. So, you know, who can blame him? It's where the money is. Cyrus says, and he's talking to Costello, he says, ARW is proof that old members of Yes can still perform the music almost as well and energetically as they did before. That was fun. You know, what they did, they actually did it with a smile on their face and had fun with it, and they messed around, they played around with some of the arrangements and that, and, you know, it was an enjoyable experience. And it should be enjoyable, whereas I just find the current version very tired. It's just, you know, it needs new life. It needs, you know, new people in there kicking up the dust. But again, I think a lot of these nostalgia bands, you know, are just playing until they all die. You know, that's it. John says, I hope that Phil survives the tour. He doesn't look good. Well, I think it's going to come out that there's more going on behind the scenes when he finally does expire. And don't be surprised if you read about it in the papers sooner than later, you know, because the way he's been, it's not, you know, there's been a real decline in the last, 5 years? I think 2016 is when he came back. And there's been a real decline in his health. And you think somebody with all that money and, you know, he's probably got access to healthcare and whatnot, that, you know, he'd be able to fix himself. But I wouldn't be surprised if there's something else under the surface. Either he's gone back to the source, which I think that's it. I think his drink problem may have come back, or, you know, it could be dementia, something like that. And I know we're not meant to speak about these things because people will probably slag me off, something chronic, but looking at me in interviews, he's not all there. He's not fully with it, you know. And he's the youngest member of the band in terms of age. You've got to remember that. He's the new chap, you know. So, I don't know, I get the feeling something else is going on. Peggy says, how's my groove been? It's been full of pain. Teeth. That was fun. I've got more teeth tomorrow. Got to go to the dentist tomorrow again. See my dentist again. Sit there in the chair for 2 hours with my mouth open. That's why I've not been doing any videos, because I couldn't do anything on Friday because my mouth was still sore from Wednesday. It was like Thursday was like, because he drilled in and clean everything out. And then tomorrow they're going to remove all the pulp. 'Cause I wanna be like common people like you. Wanna be like common people like you. Have a common toothache like you. And he's going to get rid of all the pulp and drill in, and then they're going to put plugs in, and then he's going to fill it, and then he's going to put another temporary filling on. And then the following week, I'm going to go back, and he's going to rip all that out again, and then fill it permanently, and then it'll be done. And I'll be £685 lighter. I can't afford to have it done. But guys, you guys have got lots of money. You know you can send me money in via PayPal and whatnot. Send money now. You don't know. And also this week, I've got a health story. I know you all tune in to know just how far nearer the grave I am. Don't worry, folks, I'm getting there. So anyway, after like last week's tooth incident on Wednesday, it's Friday afternoon. It's about 5:30. The weekend starts. I'm thinking I'm in a weekend kind of mood. Suddenly the phone rings, not my mobile, the landline. Now, if the landline rings, it's usually two things. It's either someone from India trying to con me out of money, to which I say, fuck off, you fucking conning scumbag. Sometimes I say, do you think your parents would be proud of you trying to rip off little old ladies with there's a problem with your Microsoft computer, even though I'm using an Apple Mac, you fuckwit? Plenty of those. They've stopped though since I went full. I went really mad because I was having me lunch. And they kept phoning during my lunch. I think it was soup. I may have had soup in my beard. A bearded man and soup is not a good mix. And I was fed up because my soup was going to get cold. And I told him, you keep away from my soup. It's not a cool look, man. But anyway, it wasn't them. Instead, it was the doctor's surgery. Oh, hello, this is the doctor's surgery. Oh, okay. You're not expecting our call? No, I'm not. And I always got the feeling she was trying to say that maybe they should have emailed. The reception should have emailed me to warn me that they were going to call. But anyway, it was the nurse. I don't know which nurse. It was a nurse. She said it was a nurse. Could have been a diabetic nurse. I'm not sure. But I had my blood taken last week on Tuesday. Do you remember that? Do you remember that, love? Do you remember, dear? Do you remember Tuesday? I went to the hospital, dear, to have my blood taken. Went all the way up to Epping. When there's actually a walking centre in Loughton, but I like the missus to take me out to Epping Forest and that because it's nice and leafy this time of year. And when it gets to autumn, this time, the leaves start going lovely colours. They go going brown and gold and then they start falling off the tree. But it's always autumn. It's not fall. It's autumn. Remember that, autumn, not fall. Only common people say fall. It's autumn. It's forever autumn. Remember that. And so I had the blood taken on Tuesday. On Friday, she's phoning me up, and she sounded a little bit alarmed, and that made me a little bit alarmed because I'm like, I've got to get dinner on. I can't have like a crisis now. I've got to cook dinner. She went, oh, got your results. I went, oh, okay then. Oh. So when your blood sugars are fantastic, they're like 54. And I worked it out. That means it's averaging about, 7, maybe 6.5, 7. It's not bad. It's not bad considering. She said, but. Now, there's always a big but in there. I like big buts. I won't do that run again. But, cholesterol's high, which I can't understand because, don't have a lot of fried food, and the frying I do is in an air fryer. So I don't understand that. I'm not eating I was going to do the knob of butter joke, but do we really want to? You don't really want that mental image of me feasting on a knob of butter, do you? No. Remember, there's a fist of steel, a heart of gold, and a knob of butter. There you go. That's one you can use. Cholesterol's high. I went, oh well. She went, but do you eat a lot of bananas? I went, not particularly. I nearly went, define a lot of bananas. What, a bunch? What, in one sitting? No. Don't think I could do that. She went, well, your potassium's high. I went, oh, okay. And she said, what medication are you on? Now, I nearly said to her, well, you should know because you're at the doctor's surgery and you've probably got my records in front of you. You should be telling me. But I said, well, I'm on metformin. She said, oh, well, that's probably what's causing it. But you need to have another blood test. Can you come in on Monday to get the form? First thing. And I'm like, fuck, how high are my potassium levels? How high are they? Considering I ain't eaten a banana in ages because I'm not a big. Just give me a little bit of, but me and banana, I've got to get the right banana, a little bit green and it's a little bit, it just stays a little bit mushy. Give me terrible flatulence bananas. So I tend to stay away from them unless I have to. I did go for a period of eating bananas because I thought I had too little potassium when I was having the palpitations. She said, you've been having palpitations? I said, funny you should mention that, but they've gone now because that's why I went to the doctors in the first place. So I had to go to the doctors on Monday morning, get another form and have my blood taken. I don't know. You can see there's a little bit of, can you see the bruising? Can you see the bruise? Look, I've got old man arms now. Look, thin, spindly old man arms. Look at me. And look, I've had two lots. Well, I've had 3 lots out of that arm in less than a fortnight. Because I took 2 lots on the Tuesday and 1 lot on Monday. So now I'm waiting to see whether my potassium level is going to go down in less than a week. They didn't give me a warning. Saying keep hydrated. You do drink. I went, yeah, I drink water. I have a pint of water a day, and there's the tea. Though I did stop the coffee. I've cut down on my coffee. I only have 1 cup of coffee. This is tea tonight because apparently coffee, instant coffee, does that count? It's not real coffee, is it? That does something to the potassium. But this is interesting. I was reading. Don't go on the internet. Look up medical. Never look on the internet for medical stuff because it's all cancer. Everything's cancer. Verity said tonight, I've got this brown spot in my fingernail. And then she came back to me later, so I looked up on the internet. I said, was it cancer? She went, yeah, it's come back as cancer. I said, that's the internet. It's always cancer. Porn and cancer. That's the internet. You're only 2 clicks away from porn or cancer. I don't write any of this stuff, This is all improvised. So yeah, but yeah, the high potassium can also cause that neuropathy things. The feelings in my feet, and so. But I'm thinking maybe I don't need so many metformin tablets. Maybe I only need the 1. You see, my doctor, when I first was diagnosed as a type 2 diabetic, without actually seeing the doctor, it's all done over the phone. You think they'd look at you, wouldn't you? Look you in the face, sit you down, and hold your hand and say, well, Mr. Locke, it's type 2 diabetes. And I was saying, damn, I was hoping it was AIDS because they're going to have a cure for that soon. A couple of more years, cure for it. But it's diabetes, which is a bit of a shock. So yeah, it's a bit weird. So yeah, my doctor got me on 3 tablets, and now I'm on 2 tablets, but I want to go down to 1. So 3, down to 1. I'm triggering a whole load of people now. With that, a whole load of people are triggered. So yeah, I'm just waiting for the results. But I didn't feel well. I didn't feel well today. But I think I'm worrying about everything. I think I'm worrying about the potassium because I was feeling a bit better. I was feeling, I get tired a bit. I've been walking, coming up the walking, not doing as much walking as I used to. I've kind of halved the walking because I don't have to go to school anymore. But yeah, that's that. So if I'm not here next week, it's because heart attack, massive heart attack, potassium levels through the roof. What me cholesterol? Christ. They won't be happy until I'm just got a glass of water and an empty plate, and that's my life. That'll be my life from now on. You know, I have to drink tea with no sugar now. Oh, have pity me. Pity me. Pity me. But there was good news. There was good news. I don't know if you've noticed. Look. See, look at that. Did you see that? That's subliminal advertising, that is. Did you see that? Look. See, look. That's subliminal. It's good, that. It's good, that. I'm clever. I'm clever. I'm so clever. But yeah, we've got... got flags in. If you didn't see that video, because YouTube may not have delivered it, look. Look, there's only 2 copies left, and this is one of them. All right, because I think I've actually signed it and numbered it. There you go. Only had 9 made, 10. But look, see, look, there's a little thing, and look, there's me on the carpet. See, that's me doing the Yes review, and yeah. So if you want, there's 2 left. Go now. Go get them now. Go get them, please, because then I don't have to have them on the shelf anymore. As long as there's copies of L and Magnum Chaos and 2020 Vision and Last of the Old Latonians. Because I got some stock in, and so yeah. Help yourself, fill your boots. It's very good. It's a good one. I liked it. I listened to it. I checked the CD. I actually listened to it, and thought it sounded really kind of cool. So if Garrett was here, he'd agree with me because he thought it was really good. But there you go. Sarah says you shot it in 4K. Damn it! You could have got another 4K video from you. It is in 4K. I uploaded it in 4K. It is in 4K, but I just cropped it slightly. Because the phone, my phone does everything in 4K. I can do it in, but it was 60 frames, 4K. Ooh. So yeah, the video footage should be. I uploaded it. I'm sure I uploaded it in 4K. So there you go. Wonderful, isn't it? All looks the bloody same to me. And then people watch it on a tiny little mobile phone screen. It's like, what's the point? All that bandwidth. Brendan says, do you think prog fans are partly to blame for the dire albums put out by Yes, Hackett, constantly idolising substandard material that just encouraged them to keep churning out the same old? No, the press. I blame that magazine. I blame a lot of the music reviewers and a lot of it, because they're the people that they listen to. They don't listen to the fans. They couldn't give a fuck what you want. They just want your bums on the seat, Look. Oh, did you pick that up on camera? That was my spine. What was I talking about? Look, these are old men, right? These are very, very old men. And they're in their comfort zone. I don't have a problem with that, right? I don't have a problem with them making the video, the albums that they make. I have no problem with that. But they're not for me. And we shouldn't dress them up as something magnificent. And we should say, yeah, it's another album. And we know why Hackett does it, because he does it to do the Genesis material. And people, clap their feet together and go, he's keeping the Genesis legend alive. You're right. And, again, I don't really know why Yes are doing it. I mean, when Chris Squire was alive, it was because Chris Squire needed the money. You know what I'm saying? Because, again, the reason these guys do the touring is because they need the money. Genesis do it because they need the money because Phil's got another divorce going through, Why do you think Gabriel ain't touring? He doesn't need the money. But, yeah, I mean, who is responsible? Again, I think, these guys, they're of a certain age. They're in their comfort zone. They're not necessarily going to draft in newer, younger blood, to play with them, because they've got to play. Crikey! Imagine like Steve Howe getting a 25-year-old in, playing drums, or someone young. Imagine him playing with a really young band. He's going to have to improve his guitar playing, because Steve Howe has this thing where he slows up, speeds up, slows down. He's a little bit. Some people like that. You can just call it jazz, can't we? Just jazz. Go for his jazz phase. But if you imagine these old men playing with younger bands, younger musicians who are maybe pushing in a different direction, I don't know if it's going to work. They're in their comfort zone. Again, Hackett would be well served in getting rid of Roger King. That's not a slight on Roger King, but I think Roger King encourages him to do more of the same, because they're in that little bubble, And that's fine. That's fine if that's what they want to do. They have a good working relationship. I mean, I have the same problem. I mean, I'm comparing myself to them, but because I'm one man and I've got one set of tools, I tend to stay in the same area. And I do want to I like buying different gear, to push myself in different areas, but I can't really justify that now. I don't really have the budget to do that. So I look at what I'm doing and I think, God, it sounds a bit samey. Wouldn't it be nice to you know get an IKM PC or something? I've got this vision of remixing stuff and doing beats and weird shit and stuff, but it's not something I can do. And again, I'm limited by that. As I like to try and push. I think I push into different directions sometimes, but I'm allowed to play the same far. I'm allowed to because and I'm an amateur. But again, I don't know. I don't know what really motivates these people. Is it the music? For me, it's music. Music motivates me. I like playing. It's a challenge, right? I create little tunes and I go, wow, I've made another tune. And I'm so proud of it. Whereas I don't know if that's what motivates these people. Is it money? Is it putting bums on seats? Is it just staying alive? If they retire, is it fear of death? Who knows what motivates these people really? Again, this is why, if I had the chance to interview, I'd say, why are you still doing this? Why are you sitting at home, in the garden, putting your feet up? You're old, But I don't know. Why do any of these people? Why do the Who still tour? Why do the Rolling Stones still tour? They don't need the money, but they still do it. But when it comes to the likes of Howe and Hackett, that's something else. And also, again, the word progressive and prog have become synonymous, and they're absolutely the opposite of each other. In the 70s, there was no progressive rock; it was progressive music. It was a term that was coined, kind of late. I think it was about by the 70s, I think. Early 70s, I think. Even though the Beatles were progressive and were pushing forward, and you see bands spring up out of that. It wasn't until about maybe 1970 that the word, or maybe even 71, that the word progressive was bandied around. So that kind of happened. But again, what are these people listening to? Again, I think Hackett and Howe and who knows who have got to listen to all sorts of music and have outside influences to move in different areas, but they've become prog, and prog's different. Prog is about repeating yourself. Prog is about doing the same thing over and over again, and that because it comes from the magazine. The magazine says it's okay. It's okay to revisit the past and do it. Again, there's nothing wrong with nostalgia, but we can't live under the misconception that this is anyway progressive. It's not. It's not progressive at all. It's the opposite. It's regressive. It's regressive. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm a great fan of Bright Magic from public service broadcasting, but at least they tried to push in a different direction. They tried, even though I don't think it's wholly successful. There's nothing wrong with the band trying to do something different, even if it goes wrong. But it's that attempt to try. And again, we've got like Martyn bringing an album out, and I've seen the song titles to that. Should we talk about that? Because again, I've been of the mind that Martyn really needs to have a holiday, and not make any albums for maybe 10 years. If I can get to their website. Here we go. Here are the song titles. Be Hard on Yourself. Murder Machines. Reprogram the Gene. The Crow and the Nightingale. It should have been Magpie, shouldn't it? Sierra Leone and Care. Oh man, that don't sound good. So I'm in that kind of area where I'm just looking at all this stuff going, Jesus Christ. what is there for me? Because I feel like I'm becoming further and further, disenfranchised by it all. So yeah, what's it all about? John's. I don't know if that's answered your question. It probably hasn't. But how do you become? How do you be progressive? How do you push forward? Again, I think with Yes, the whole point of them pushing forward is they did bring in new people. When people got tired or they didn't feel that they were able to contribute anything, they either fell by the wayside or they got moved out. And I don't think Steve Howe would dare to bring anyone new into the band because they'd probably make him look a bit rough around the edges. But he's got what he wanted. He always wanted the band, and he's got the band now. Excuse me. John asked, do you think John Anderson will ever finish any of his projects for a new album? Or he'll pass away leaving a bunch of unfinished music that we'll never hear? Well, he's got the follow-up to Elias of Sunhillow, which has been threatening for about 30 years. I don't know. Again, the thing with John Anderson is, got to be careful what I say. I won't say it because, let's just say he uses a lot of collaborators, and uses is the word, all right? He uses a lot. He likes collaborating with people. He likes to use their contributions. I'm just going to let you draw I'm going to let you draw your own conclusions from that. Cyrus likes the review of the quest. Thanks, Cyrus. I thought you'd enjoy it. You want the shirt? It wasn't cheap. Oh, well, Genesis have got them selling on their website. Genesis shop, or whatever it's called. I don't bloody know. No, I shouldn't really give you the link because that'd only encourage you to waste your money on them when you should be giving it to me. Where is the shop? Here we go. It's called Shop Genesis Music. Here you go. Oh, piss off. I don't want that. Oh, God, there's always a pop-up. Do you accept all cookies? Well, I've only been here the other week. And go, oh, yeah, but we forgot. Oh, do you want that? Do you want the cookies, Mr. Locke? Do you? Have another cookie? Don't want a bloody cookie. I thought now he was out of the EU, all this cookie crap would stop. Well, seeing as you're doing that, I'm going to give you a Flags link so you can buy a CD. Buy a CD. There you go. This is Flags. If you don't buy a CD, you can just listen to it. You can listen to it. Or, if you better, listen to it on Spotify or YouTube, because I get money then. Only a tiny micro penny. But if you listen to it on Bandcamp, I don't get any money for that. It's no good. But there are 2 CDs left. Like I said, I didn't get that many made because again, people, they don't have money. There's a lot of money flopping around for the likes of me because I keep putting out like 2 CDs a year, which isn't very good. Don't do it, Darren. Stop making music. What else am I to do? What else? I wrote that film script the other week, which is never going to get made. Oh well. It was about 25 quid, so yeah, not a cheap one. Chris says, just checked out that Fragile Trip band and noticed they have a women lead singer, Claire Hamill. Not the Claire Hamill. Thought that would have been a braver thing for Yes to try. Not Claire Hamill. Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong one, because there used to be a Yes tribute band. Musical group. Oh. Oh, yeah, it is. It's that Claire Hamill. Fuck me. Well, I'm going to have to check that out now because I'm a big fan of Claire Hamill. I didn't know that. I didn't know that Claire Hamill was singing with them. Oh, 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 oh. And it was Claire Hamill that gave the ginger pig his name. There you go. Because he was heckling her because she was opening for that band. And yeah, that's how he got his name, because that ain't his name, because he was heckling a woman because not only is he a ginger pig, he's a sexist pig too. It was the 70s though, wasn't it? But there you go. But no, Claire Hamill's good. Check out her stuff. go and check out Claire Hamill. Don't bother with that. Jesus. John says, based on the video, Steve does a better Genesis show without them than they can do without him. No, that's where you're wrong. That is where you are absolutely wrong. Totally wrong. Absolutely wrong. You see? Not good. Not good at all. Genesis still do the better show. Cyrus says, yeah, I would love to have heard some studio material from AWR. Well, you never know, you might get it yet. I can't afford it either. Also, there are no cheap flights to Chicago, even though it's only an hour flight to get there. Well, start walking, John. Start walking. There you go. Oh, and then the questions have gone up the screen. There's too many questions. Simon says, last time I checked, I don't think Genesis were touring in my area. Chris says, I've seen Bob Dylan a couple of times, and it was dull. Chris says, I saw him at the Winter Gardens in Blackpool, and he was great. Right, okay. Chris says, small theatres give it a completely different feel. Yeah, I mean, I saw Hackett in the, was it Queen Elizabeth Hall, and then I saw him at, where was it? Broadway? What? It was a Broadway, and it was even smaller, and it was even more intimate. It was really nice. I could see his little fingers dancing around on the fretboard. One of my favourite gigs that was. Barking. It was in Barking. That was it. Norman says, I was disappointed. I went to book 5 tickets to Birmingham for the Genesis concert, the page refreshed, and then there were 3. Well, I thought it was funny. It's terrible. Tom says, a lot of money to watch Davros sing, some misunderstanding. Must be some kind of mistake. Clorox says, totally hyped for the Amlaw reissue. Darren's review is going to be 10. Dogs of War out of 10. Well, I've already reviewed it. I reviewed it with that bloody box set. Didn't I? Do you remember that big box set? Again, I don't know whether to do it because I know I'm going to get the views. And I'm going to get the views. If I buy the stuff, I'll get the views. And everyone will go, oh, that's great. You're doing Pink Floyd. But it's like, oh, God, I've got to do that again. I've got to listen to the same thing again. And the whole point of Momentary Lapse of Reason is it was made in the 1980s, and they take the most essential part of that album away, that it was made in the 1980s and has a certain sound to it. And they try to, I don't know, make it normal. And some things sound like that. It's like Invisible Touch or So. They have that 80s sheen to it that puts it in a place. And it makes you go, oh. Whereas I don't like it. Only the musical snobs like it because I don't like the sound of the electronic drums or the rototoms. So I'll fuck off and grow up. Just fucking grow up. John says, I think John Anderson goofed by not finishing the material for his new solo album. 1,000 Hands was 2.5 years ago. Yeah. Chris says, sounds like Rick needs to buy a plane ticket if he wants to get to that AWR stuff. It's Rabin who's not busy. Who is credited as Right on the Ice Bridge? I have no idea. I did not buy the CD. I streamed it. But, maybe we can find out via Apple. Don't Apple do things like that? Let's go to the iTunes store. Oh God, now you've got it in my head again now. I can't find it. Where's the search button? Why has iTunes changed? What? Why's everything changed? Oh, there it is. Oh fuck, I clicked on, there it is there. The Quest. Just says yes. Just says yes. Doesn't tell you who wrote it. Okay. That's not good. Paul says, is Doctor Who back soon? Will you review the programme with the family? It's up to them if they want to do it. I don't have any control over the talent. I say to them, you want to do a video? If they say yeah, they do it. If they don't, they don't. I'm not sure exactly when it's returning because we've got Russell T Davies back. I'm kind of a bit ambivalent to that because I'm of the mind you never go back. You always push forward, so I don't know. I'm not really that keen on Russell T Davies taking it over again. Not that he's any good. I just think we're going to get more of the same, and unless he brings something amazingly different to the show, I don't know. I don't know what to think. I don't see any good coming out of it. I mean, I was optimistic when Moffat took over, but I didn't really like the way he did things, and I didn't mind Chibnall's run. I know a lot of people didn't like it, but I've enjoyed it. But Russell T Davies doing it again, I don't know. I don't know what to think, but yeah. Chris says, are you not eligible for an HC2 certificate to help with dental costs? No, because the missus works, so I'm not. I'm able to claim jack shit because the missus works, and earns money. So because I'm married and I don't earn any money, I get a little bit. I get carer's allowance for looking after Herb, which isn't a great deal. And again, that goes into the big pot. And so no, I don't get any help. I have to go private anyway because no one around here takes NHS bookings anymore. You cannot see a dentist and ask to be seen as an NHS patient. It's only private only. They do not take them. It is near off impossible. So I've had to go private and I've had to pay top dollar for it. Again, I wanted a lot of this done last year. That's when this tooth started playing up, was last year, right when COVID struck and all the dentists stopped taking patients. They only started coming back again about March this year. And then I thought, well, wait to get 2 jabs, and then once that happened, then the diabetes thing happened, then this tooth started rotting. And then I thought, well, I'll wait for the kids to go back to school. And now I'm here, and this is where it's at. So no, I'm entitled to just my free medication for my diabetes, and that's it. I think I'm entitled to free eye test, but I've got to buy my own glasses. So it's not a great, I'm grateful for getting the tablets for nothing. But I had the results to my eye test. I had my eyes tested as well. They put eye drops in, and there's no sign of any eye problems. Hooray! So I'm not going to go blind. Hooray! But no. I'm poor, but I'm not that poor. But maybe one day. Brendan says, I believe Phil's had an unreported minor stroke in the time since the tour was originally planned. His singing was constantly behind the beat, and even his speaking in between songs was weak and fragile. Something's not right there. But there you go. John and Cyrus having a little chat. So it says, would you convince to buy Genesis tickets if Gable, Hackett and Phillips joined on tour? Depends where it was. If it's somewhere big, no. If it's somewhere small, yeah. Again, it all depends, and it also depends on the cost of the tickets, because for me to see them, I'm going to have to buy top dollar tickets, and it's just such a logistical problem, because I was lucky to get the Kate Bush ticket that time, because I was back from the school run, and it all went live, and I was just lucky to swoop in and get them. So I don't know if it's worth. I don't know. Again, who knows? But probably not, because of the cost more than anything else. Brendan says, public service broadcasting gig next month, a fraction of the cost, and at least the band is trying different musical genres. Exactly. Again, like with Portico Quartet, they charge at most 40 quid. Again, I don't know if they're doing they rescheduled one at the Barbican. I think. I mean, I wouldn't mind going to that Barbican because I know, and also the Penguin Cafe as well. I know they had they got a gig on the 21st of March, right, next year, and I'm just seeing what the tickets were. Oh, they've got plenty of tickets left. Here you go, front row ticket, 40 quid. Right, top ticket is 60, cheapest ticket £27.50. Oh, do you know what? I wouldn't mind getting that. Anyone want to send me 40 quid? I really want an aisle seat. I like an aisle seat. What's that one? Why has that got a little eye on it? But that's my point. My point there is you can go, or I don't know if Portico Quartet, are they rescheduled? No. Okay. That's strange. I thought they were doing the Barbican. Maybe they cancelled it. But anyway, Penguin Cafe Orchestra. I can afford. I don't mind paying 40 quid. But once it starts touching like over 70, I'm like, ooh, no, ooh. But 40 quid, that's good for me. Cyrus, he's talking to Brendan says, Rumour Gabriel has agreed to duet carpet crawlers at Genesis London show. Yeah. Well, that would be nice. What I'd like is him to just come on stage at the beginning and go, Phil, give me the mic. And him just do it, She seems to have an invisible touch. Now we've got to do Sledgehammer. Yeah? You know Sledgehammer? It's never going to happen. But we can all dream, can't we? I mean, I'll tell you, if that happens, the smell of piss and tears will be extreme. I tells you. Oh, dear. Someone says, will be Turkey in the Lock household? Probably not. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. We're something different. You see, I don't care. It's like the petrol crisis. The petrol crisis. Around here, everyone's queuing for petrol, right? Shell and Esso. Down the road, Epping, independent garages, you can get petrol, no problem. But everyone's crazy. Media just stoked it up. I was reading, was it Aldi are selling 1,500 turkey crowns a day. That's what I'm going to have to order. I'm going to order a turkey crown and put it in the freezer. But I don't really care. Who cares? There's so much made about all this stuff. They talk about the empty shelves. Yet the supermarkets where I live, the shelves are full. People are coming out with full bags. No one's looking. There's not any pinched cheeks where people are starving. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God, my favourite brand of biscuit isn't in stock. I'll just buy something else. It's only a problem when they run out of bread, cheese, milk and eggs. You know what I'm saying? That's when there's a problem. But if your favourite brand of fizzy water isn't in stock, there's no point in having a Twitter meltdown over it. Brexit. Oh yeah, it was I probably voted the wrong way. But isn't a trading block. That's the thing. If it was just a trading block, fine. And if we actually had direct access to our MEPs and we could tell them to vote a certain way and be guaranteed they were going to vote that way, I'd say carry on, but we're not. It's completely skewed. Watch one of the many documentaries about how the EU works and you'll be horrified, because a lot of the MEPs don't actually read any of the legislation going through. It's all read by their assistants and they give them the précis of it as they're going in. And that's not a good way to run a democracy. But there you go. Of course, we can veto at any time. They never do. And it's just the wrong way of doing things. I think it's good for up to a certain point. You see, I'm not a rabid anti-EU person. Again, I'm not, But if you give me the chance, I'm going to vote against it because it needs to be reformed, and there's no way it can be reformed in its current state. All right, and that's why I voted to leave. But I'm not one of these people that's, going to die. I'm not going to die on that hill. At the end of the day, all the politicians, whoever you vote for, whether it's in the EU, whether it's in our parliament, whether it's in the German parliament, whichever fucking parliament, they're only going to look after themselves. They're not going to give a fuck about you and your life. All right. I've said this before. I've just wasted my time on you people. But yeah, EU's wonderful. Great. Oh God, they're still talking to you. You should get a room. You, Cyrus and John should get a room. I didn't quite break it, but I could use that one. Fazana says, "Did you take the photo of the Flag City?" Yeah. There's the trees on Hillyfields where I live. That took me several years to take those photos. There is a third one of it shrouded in mist, but I can't find it. I was going to do all the seasons. The idea was to actually use it as like all the seasons, but yeah. But I was missing the foggy one. I think that was meant to represent autumn. I didn't know how to represent spring because spring and summer kind of look the same, don't they? So I just went for the winter and but it took 7 years, but it's like several years between the two photos because a tree has grown up in the same spot where I took it, because I planted a tree there. And I thought, do I Photoshop that tree out? I could do it, but it's going to take a long time. And I thought I'll just leave it in because I planted a tree where I took they line up. If you look at it, several years in the making, this artwork. Not that you care, not anyone cares about my art. John says, Gable toured with Sting. He did. Yeah, he did. And he did, "Can you tell me where my country lies?" Said the uniform to his true love's eyes. And then went into Sledgehammer. True that. Norman says, "The one where I went to GOG to flog my flags," indeed. Fasano says, "Speaking of old rockers, Ian Anderson and Jethro Tull on the road." Exactly. And he's calling Jethro Tull this time, because before it was Ian Anderson. So Martyn Barr must be really pleased with that. Cyrus says, "Oh yeah, you're right, it was 4K. I thought it was heavily compressed and grainy. That's probably why I didn't notice." Oh, I'm sorry. Do you know why? Because I was laying on my back, the sun wasn't out, it was like a bit of a miserable afternoon, and I wasn't going to set up all the lights because I'm unprofessional. I'm not like you. I'm not a fucking, I've been to film school. I ain't been to film school. I went to university, but that's why it's probably a little bit grainy. And also, iPhone. It's the first time I'd used that. I got a new iPhone. First time I'd used it. So the light wasn't very good. That's my excuse. Brendan says early Claire albums are great. They are. They're really good fun. And I like the Voices one. Oh. Art of Landscape. Who remembers Art of Landscape? You'd watch a bit of Bob Ross, then do some Art of Landscape. Yeah? Who remembers that? I was a student. Those were the days. I was studying hard. I was studying my Bob Ross and my Art of Landscape. Hour and a half of landscapes put to classical and ambient music. It was fantastic. Fantastic. I think even Rick Wakeman did some music for those. Simon says, "I typed slowly this week. No Daryl." Oh, I was getting used to being called Daryl, Simon. Norman says, "Eventually, when nobody wants to see the old rockers, they should go and have a hologram audience. It will happen one day." Cyrus says, "If you could pick which prog band in their prime would like to play in, which band would it be and what instrument?" I'd like to be in Soft Machine, the Bundles era. I'd like to be Alan Holdsworth, please. I'd like to be the bass player in Soft Machine, playing up against Alan Holdsworth. I know, just so I could just see him play, because I don't like incredibly technical players, but there's something about Alan Holdsworth that I don't know. It's weird, isn't it? Not so much his solo stuff, but when he's with like Bruford and Soft Machine and people like that, when he's in a guest capacity, he's really interesting. I don't know. Maybe I should give his solo stuff another chance. I don't know. But yeah, You wasn't expecting that, was you? Yeah, got you there. Um, have I ordered the new Portico? Yes, I have. I pre-ordered it. Ragnar says, I wish Hackett would tour the set list made of his solo material instead of Entity Reaction Genesis songs. Genesis is probably the best prog band there is, but Hackett's solo is more interesting. Exactly, that's what I used to say. I liked it when he did a couple of songs, and I think he needs to put it to bed for a tour. Maybe do a tour on, tour off, but it puts the bums on the seats. It gets the people out because they don't want to listen to him. It's like why that band does what it's doing now. That band does the greatest hits because that's what people want to hear. Grown Men Weep. They do not want to hear the experimental noodlings of Adrian Belew, Pat Maslow, Trey Gunn, and the featured artists. They don't want to hear that. I do. Not now, though, because we're divorced. We got divorced. It was messy. But that's why they do it, because it's nostalgia. These are nostalgia bands now. And I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm saying that because that gets tickets sold, and that's the way it is. It's the way the Stones have been doing it for years, or even the Who, That was interesting to hear. Daltrey was saying he didn't see any reason why they should do an anniversary tour for Who's Next. He said, yeah, it's a great album. It's a great album. Don't see why we need to celebrate it, though. It's like, all right, Rog, I understand that. But, because they do, they do what they want to do, I suppose. George says, do you mean Steve Hackett and Ned Sylvan don't put on a greater show than Genesis? Who wants to listen to Ned Sylvan sing? Really? Nobody. Not even his mother wants to hear that. He does look like his own mother now, but, that's beside the point. It's not a nice... I don't find it a pleasant experience, and that's why I won't buy any of his Steve Hackett stuff with him on it. It's just, it's not very nice, is it? Fasano says, have you seen the Bob Ross documentary? No. Runar says, last domino album by Genesis, will you review it? It's a compilation. If you send me $64.99, I will review the vinyl and I'll do an unboxing, and then I'll rub it on my genitals just for you. All right, and that'll be on my OnlyFans channel. But it's £64, and that's the only reason I buy it, would be for the vinyl, because I'm a wanker and I don't really want to bother buying a bloody CD, because nobody listens to CDs. Nobody buys CDs anymore. By the way, buy my new CD. I walked right into that, didn't I? UK in the Dead of Night. Thoughts? I didn't like it. First album's the best. Josh says, Bundles is great. I love that album. And it's the only Soft Machine album I've listened to that doesn't have Robert White on it. Well, you should listen to all their stuff, because I'm a big Soft Machine fan. I know it's hard to believe. I shall get my Soft Machine vinyls out. I have all of them bar the first two on vinyl, because I'm a wanker. I forgot what a big Soft Machine fan I was, because I used to listen to them a lot on the tube when I was working. And then I figured out I hadn't heard Bundles. There was a couple I hadn't heard. Bundles and... oh, fuck. Was it 7? What was the one before Bundles? Was it 7? That sounds right, yeah. There was 2 that I hadn't heard for whatever reason. But I'd heard 6. Up to 6, I think, wasn't it? It was 7 Bundles. I think that's right. I've got Bundles over there. I was listening to it the other day. I play it a lot. I played it twice the other day. I really like it. I'm so sad. What was I talking about? Yeah, and I was a big... I listened to it a lot in the 90s. And then I just kind of... I was selling a lot of CDs when Verity was born. I sold all my Soft Machine CDs and I forgot about it. So I thought, I'm not going to listen to them again. And then last year, I realised that Music on Vinyl had released all the Soft Machine ones, from, I think, 3rd to 7 on limited edition. I think they're in coloured vinyls. And I thought... and I made it my vision quest to track them all down. I tracked them all down and bought them, and had a lovely Soft Machine summer last summer. It was beautiful, man. It was really good. And I realised just how much I liked. The problem is I can't talk about it, because I just go, yeah, it's good. I couldn't talk about Soft Machine. That's why I don't review them. I try not to review them, because the stuff is like it's like taking a bath for me. It's like, yeah, it's really hard to it's really hard to talk about. I just find it really hard to talk about stuff I really like. I just find it really hard to talk about. It's really good. You come on, and I just say it's really good for 10 minutes or 20 minutes or 30 minutes. Maybe I've got to do it for 30 minutes now. Yeah, I really like that one. I really like that one. And yeah, so yeah, I'm a big Soft Machine fan. Oops, oopsie. Brennan says Clay and I had an affair with John Martyn. He had a huge chopper. He used to slap me around the head with it, apparently. Well, yeah, again, John Martyn's another one, very problematic. And we'll end it there. We'll end it with John Martyn's Big Chopper, and that will be the title of the stream. And I think that came at the right moment. So I just want to thank everyone for turning up, even though I was late again. I think I've figured out the problem now. It's Chrome. The Chrome browser is crap. And yeah, we'll do this all again soon. Maybe I'll review that John Hassel book. Ooh. But yeah, if you could, buy the last 2 CDs of Flags, please, because they're kind of just going to gather dust on the old shelf up there. And we don't want that. And look, see, there it is. There, look, you see, look. Yeah, and I did take that picture because like I'm cheap. I have to do my own artwork, don't I? Oh, you mean like modern Soft Machine? I don't care for them. Don't interest me. It's not Soft Machine, is it? I'm only talking about up to like the last album, which is in the 80s. Not now. That's just nobody cares about that. And with that, there's only one more thing left to say, and that is if you can't be good, be safe. But more importantly, don't tell your mother.